You are once again welcome to the STATA training series. So I want to share my screen now. Then we'll be starting with the adding value labels. So just as we have in our lecture notes, let us quickly enter that small data set that we have. Let's go to our data editor. Let's go to our data editor and let's enter that small data set that we have in the lecture notes. I'm already entering 1,166,701, then 10.6, and 1. Are you with me, please? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yeah, we are with you. We are with you, Dr.
Yes.
Okay, I'm already entering the, okay, I'm trying to enter the data set. So you can do the same. 166,703, then 13.7, then 1. So I'm done with entering the data set now. So
wait,
just
Dr.
as we...
Dr. Teko, are you typing this or what? Where are you getting this?
I'm typing it. That is what I said. I said, let's quickly enter the data set. Can you see the font size now?
Yes, it's a lot better now.
Okay. Have you entered the data set?
Yes,
have you entered the data set?
Please hold on. You can hold on for...
no, we are still entering it, ma.
Hold on for
Okay.
30 seconds.
Yes, ma.
I think I can proceed now.
Just a little.
Yes, ma.
So
Yes, ma, you can proceed.
The next step is to highlight. What we want to do first is to rename. We want to give names to those variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4. So once we highlight that, we go to our properties window. Let's call that variable. Let's call it SN.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you done that? SN, then enter. Have you done that? So after that, let's give the label for that variable. Let's call that student. Student. You have done that. Then the next step is to highlight variable 2. Highlight variable 2 again. Go to the name. Let's call that name matric number. Matric number. Then the label, let's call it matriculation number. Matriculation number. That one settled. So the next variable now, we have highlighted again. Properties, go to name. Change that variable 3. Change it to yes.
I can't get where you're changing the.
Excuse me, ma. Excuse me, ma. What's the difference between the variable name?
Properties window. Yes.
Please, would you just for the benefit of everyone, can you start again for this? And this will be the last time you are going to go back. Okay, just to carry everyone along. If you just start so that everyone is kept and carried along. Please let's all pay attention and then I'll follow so that we don't have to go back again. Thank you.
Okay. So what we are trying to do is we want to add value labels. So, but before we can do that, let us enter a small data set. And to do that, let's go to our data editor. And that is where I am now. Go to your data editor. And once you are there, go to that first slide. You see the data set here. Let us enter. For the first cell, we have 1. Then 166,701. Then 10.6. Then 1. We move to the next one. 166,702. Then 11.7. The next one, 0. Then 3. 166,703. The next one, 13.7. The next one, 1. So we are done. So the next thing is to give our variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4 names. So if we want to do that, we just highlight variable 1. After highlighting variable 1, move to the properties window. So from that properties window, you see variable 1 there. Erase it and put your preferred name. For this class, we are saying let's put SN. Let's put it there. Enter. Then the next item under that name is label. Let's give our variable the label. Let's call that student. I hope you are with me, please. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Ma, how did we locate the name?
The label is directly under the name. So the next one is to highlight variable 2. Again, you go to the properties window. Let's call that variable matric number, enter. Then we need to give that variable label. Let's call it matriculation number. Are you with me, please?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the next variable. We highlight that too. Properties window again. The name. Let's call that one CA20. CA20. Enter. For the label, let's call that continuous assessment.
Yes, ma'am.
Assessment for of the students. Continuous assessment for of the students.
I think, Dr. Tenu, the challenge is, I think the font size of the properties window is a bit small. So we can't see, even for those that maybe have missed,
Okay.
what you're saying. If we can increase the font size.
So that's why I'm calling it.
So maybe you can take it a bit slower so that they can follow up.
Okay. Okay. The label for that variable 3, CA20, is continuous assessment score of the student.
As I was trying to tell that say that's not that kind of character. Is it that there must be no spacing between my number?
For which one?
No person in the name now.
For a name.
Yeah, that's the time I'm using.
A name.
That's the time I'm using.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Please type on the variable window. It's not typing. I don't know why.
Click on it now.
Please, I highlighted your variables.
I like.
I like to go to properties. Are you there?
Okay,
So
just okay, double tap. Okay, thank you.
Okay. For the variable
Okay, I've
now,
done that.
we are calling that sex. Sex.
The same thing. No,
Sex. And for the description of that variable, we are saying sex of the students. Sex of the students. Are you with me, please?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after this now, let us say what we have done. File. File, click save as. Click save as. Where you're working, that is where you save it to. Because we still be recording. Me, I'm using work 13 April. Work 13 April. So I have saved that data set now. Are you able to save yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So after this now, adding data labels, now there are two approaches. We can approach it via the menu or via the command. So if it is via the menu, you go to data. Go to data. Go to variable manager. Can you see the variables manager now? Then I like the one we have interest in. The one we have interest in is the sex. The variable we have interest in is the sex. I've highlighted it. After the highlighting, I'll now go to the right hand side. Have you seen the highlighted variable? So after that, you go to manage.
Sorry, can you start again?
Yes, ma'am. You are too fast.
Can you start again?
Highlight text. That is the variable of
Go
interest.
fast now.
Dr. Teko,
Yes.
please, ma'am, please, can you
They're not following you.
just hold on, everyone? Please, can you please take it a little bit slower so that they can follow through and increase the font size? Man, can increase the font size again so that they can see it a bit more.
Okay.
Like, so you can start from
Saving the
after
data.
saving.
From saving, please.
Yeah, from saving, please.
So from the saving, that is where we are now. From the saving now, you go to file.
How did you say? Okay.
From the save, if you want to save, you go to file. You click save as. I use work 13 April. Have you saved your data set?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after that now, after you are done with saving,
Yes, ma'am.
I said we want to use the menu approach first before we use the other approach. So the first approach, we go to data. On the menu, go to data. Have you gone to data? Data.
Yes.
From data, go to variables manager.
Okay.
Have you seen variables manager?
Yes.
So the window that we have here on the screen will show. Have you seen any window?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now go to the fourth variable. That is the sex. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Click
Yes.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
Click it. Have you done that?
Yes.
Now go to manage under value label. under value label on the right, you see variable properties, name, label, type, format, value label. Have you seen value label?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You see manage. So click that manage. Have you clicked
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Yes.
So you see another window popping up. Manage value labels window.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, from there now go to create label. Click create label. The first thing you see there after that create label is label name.
Okay.
Label name. You delete that and give it your own name. Sex label. This is the name I'm giving it. You can call it anything. I'm giving it sex label 4. I'm giving my own sex label 4. Have you done that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, sorry, doctor, just to ask it, here, are we renaming our variable?
We want to, you know that sex, when we enter it, when you go to field to collect data, you know, when you are
Yes.
entering the data, it will say 1, but the person that has collected the data knows that maybe 1 is for male and 0 is for female. Do you understand? So once you are working now, you have to indicate, you have to give the label that this one here, it stands for male. That is what we are trying to do. This 0 stands for female. Do you understand?
Okay, thank you.
So now,
That is the way we code SPSS.
under the value, you type 1, if that is what you want. Click add. 1 male under label add.
Hello, please, ma'am. No, could you please come back now?
You have written label name, sex label 4, right? So
Yes,
under that
yes.
now you see
Okay.
label, then you see another
Yes.
value. That value is the code.
Okay.
And I'm saying you should type 1 there. Type 1.
Okay.
Yes, that is the numeric value that you have interest in. Type 1. Then underneath you see label. Type male.
Okay.
After typing male, then click add. Have you done that?
Yes.
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 Yes. The next thing, you go back to that value again and type 0. 0. Have you typed it?
Yes.
Under the label now, let's put female there. Female. Then we click add.
Okay.
Have you done that?
Yes.
Yeah.
The next thing is now to click.
Hello, ma.
Click
Hello, excuse
OK.
me, ma.
Yes.
Sorry, I had issues with network, with my network. So I followed up to data entry. When you were saying we were to save file as, that was why I got lost. Sorry. I don't
Just
know.
save your data. Save as.
Okay.
Once you save, use work 13 April to save it. Save it to where you know you are.
Okay, I've
Yes,
saved it on
after
my
saving
desktop.
now. After saving, now go to data. Have you gone to data now on your menu?
Okay, the data. Yes. I should click data, yes.
Yes, from data now. Go to variables
Okay,
manager.
Okay, I've done that.
From that, have you seen that?
Yes, ma'am.
You see one window. Have you seen the window?
Yes, ma'am.
Highlight sex there,
Yes,
number
yes.
4. That's sex. Highlight it, click it. Then go to
I've done that.
manage on the right.
Manage
On the right, you see manage beside value label.
Okay, manage.
Yes, click it.
Beside value. Okay, beside
Yes,
value.
you see another
I've
window.
done
You've gotten it.
Okay.
You click manage.
Yes, ma'am. Another window.
You see another window, right? Yes, then
Yes, manage value labels.
manage value labels. Now create label. Click create label.
Okay, I've done that.
After creating label now, you see value. Have you seen value?
Yes.
The value name, the one in the first one, call it sex label 4. Where you have something, delete what is there and write sex label 4.
Sex label.
Have you done that?
Label name.
The name, yes. Label 4.
Okay.
So after that, you see value underneath. Have you seen value on close to the right?
Yes.
Value on the right.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you
I've
seen it? Type 1.
Yeah, I've done that.
And under that value, the label will be there. Type male.
Male.
Have you done that?
Add. Exactly, ma'am. I've done
Click
that.
add. So do the same for female. That is 0 for value. Type female under label.
Okay.
Then click add.
Okay, I've done that.
Okay, so you see what we have here now. So since that is what we are interested in, we are not interested in any other variable. We will click close.
Close.
So we have clicked close now.
Close or cancel?
So,
I cannot see close there. I'm seeing
Close.
cancel.
I can't see close. I can only see open.
Okay, have you seen close now?
Okay.
Okay,
There's
please
no
now
close
go to
option.
the
Okay.
close option is there. Move to the right now. That variable properties. You see value label again. That arrow. Have you seen that arrow?
I can only see okay and cancel.
Click the arrow.
I can't see anything close. I can only see close, cancel, and
please click OK.
Please,
She has said you should
okay,
click OK for that.
okay,
Click it
okay,
just to
okay,
bring
I'm
it.
close. Okay, I think close.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you done that? So go to variable
Exactly,
properties now. You see value label on the right.
Variable property.
Have you seen value label on the right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So click that arrow beside it. Once you click that arrow,
Okay.
set label 4 will come out.
Exactly, ma'am.
Yes, now click apply.
Okay, ma'am.
Apply.
Please, I
So
am
once you
lost.
click apply,
I
you see
don't
that.
understand where we are now. You said when we come to
Apply.
variable property, am I really with us?
Yes, from there.
Okay.
From
I can
the variable
see.
properties,
Yes.
we have created the values and the labels 1 and 0. We have added.
Okay.
Have you done that?
Yes, that.
I now said once you do that, on the right, you see from that window variable properties. Underneath, you see value label, and you see this arrow beside it. You click that arrow. That's your sex label. We come out. Sex label 4. We come out. Once it comes out, go and click apply. Apply is the last thing. On that side. Have you seen apply? So once you do that, you will see that sex that we highlighted the other time, the value under the value label, column value label, you see that sex label 4 will show. Have you seen that?
It's appearing. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we now go to our results window. If you go, you see that everything has been done. The command that we need, actually the command, we want to use the command option. This are the command label define, sex label 4. If that is what you choose to write any other thing. 1 male, 0 female, then label values, label 4. So the next thing now is, let's see how it looks like. We can now tabulate sex. So instead of having that 1 and 0, 1 0 1 that we had the other time, you can see that it has brought it out as sex of the student, female, male. How many males? How many males? 2, 1. So that is how to add the value labels.
Excuse me, ma'am.
The menu. That is
Please, this is a suggestion. This is a suggestion.
Please, can you go back now?
Let's presentations like this that they stop the. Let's take it slowly, so that everybody could follow.
You're taking it slowly.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You're taking it.
Then you get off.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes.
Peter.
Excuse me, if you have more observations with respect to male and female, and we now want to group them according to group, we want to group them, maybe I think that is a term of age. It's not here. Actually, I'm
okay, we are not yet there. Let us be taking it slowly.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so the next thing that we want to do now, is to go to where we save our data set. These are data sets now. After clearing, these are data sets. Again, what we want to do, we want to use the other approach to add our value labels. Again, what we have interest in is the sex. If you have interest in other ones, you take it one after the other and you add the value labels. So for sex now, you highlight the sex and go to the properties window. Are you listening to me, please? Go to the properties window. So from the properties window now, you will see value label.
Excuse me, how do you get to this place? Mine is showing male, female. It's not showing 1 0 and 1.
You know that we saved our data set the other time.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we are doing now is to use another method to add value labels.
Okay, ma'am.
We have used the first method, which is the menu approach from data to variables manager and so on and so forth. So now to get to this new place, we have to clear what we have done and then pick our data set that we have saved.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So when you pick it, you open it, you get to where we are now. Okay. You highlight the variable of interest. That is our sex.
Okay, ma'am.
So once that is highlighted, move to the properties window. Am I communicating?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, from the properties window, you see value label. You see name, label, type, format, value label. So you see arrow on the right and 3 dots beside the arrow. Can you see that? Click the 3 dots. Click the 3 dots button. Once you click,
I can't see the three
it's
dots, ma.
beside
I
the
can't see the
arrow.
three dots.
Click the three dots button
Okay, ma.
beside the arrow.
Okay, ma.
Once you click it,
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
once you click it, another window will come out. That is manage value
Yes,
labels
ma.
window. It will come out.
Yes, ma.
Again, you
Yes, ma.
click create label. You click create label. Call this sex label. Just call it sex label, maybe 3. Call it sex label 3. Again, go to your value now.
Sorry, madam. I'm a bit lost. Could you tell me how you opened these windows after you brought the file on April 13th?
Highlight your sex. The variable of interest is sex. Once you highlight it, in properties window,
okay.
You see variables, name, label, type, format, value label. On the right of that value label, you see arrow, then you see 3 dot button. Have you seen that? Click the 3 dot button.
Yes.
This window will come. The first window, manage value label window, will come out. Label. So click create.
Okay.
And then give your label name. We are giving it sex label 3.
Okay.
Then move to value 1. Then label male. Then value again 0. Label female. Add female. Then we are done. We say that okay, we are done now. We don't have interest in any other thing. So we click close. So once we have done that, we come to the arrow in the properties window. Come to the arrow in properties sex label 3. Once you click sex label 3 in that arrow down, once you click sex label 3, your data editor window, you see that sex, that 101 has changed to male, female, male. I hope you notice that.
No,
yes.
So it has changed to male, female,
Yes,
male.
Yes, ma'am.
Change here, ma.
Our result. You now go to our result window.
This is me, ma. I'm a little bit lost. It didn't show female name. It's showing 101 on mine.
Property window. Come out there, click it.
Yes, ma'am.
The arrow there, click it.
Okay, ma.
Have you seen sex label 3?
Yes, ma.
Click it.
Okay, yes, ma. Thank you.
Once you click it, you see that thing has changed to male, female, male.
Yes, ma. Yes,
so
ma.
Go to result window now. So from your result window, you see that again, the command has been given. So again, we can calculate sex. And you see that it has given us the same result like we had the other time. So that's how to add value labels. That's how to add value labels.
Excuse me, ma. What was the importance of this method and the other one we used earlier?
It depends on you. If you are familiar with, you can use the property side to create the value label instead of going via the menu. You can create it via the properties window.
Okay, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
Okay. So let's move to the next item. That is generating a new variable and replacing value. So what we do first.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Please, I want to suggest it, please. I will suggest you finish an item before responding to questions, because it's more or less a distraction. We're more than 100 here. If you are going to attend to each and every one of us, I don't think you'll be able to achieve anything in the next 2-3 hours. So finish item, at least one item before responding to questions.
Okay, thank you very much. So if you have any question, you can put it in the chat box so that we can attend to it later. So we are going to the next item now. That is generating a new variable and replacing values. So to do that, the first thing that we have to do is to first of all clear what we have done so far. Again, we go to our data set that we saved. Our data set that we saved. You can call it, or you can just open it from the window, from the menu. So we call it work 13 April. Look for it and open it. Okay. So open that data set again. And if you check it in the data editor window, it should be there. So now, what we want to do to generate a new variable, we already have SN, matric number, CA20, and sex as our variables. We want to generate a new variable based on what we have now. We want to add a new variable. So how do we do that? So we go to our command window. We type generate or GEN or G. We can use ordinary G. We can use GEN, and we can write that generate in full, like generate. generate, then the new variable, what you want to call your new variable. In this case, let's call it CA new. CA new, then is equal to, what is the expression for that CA new? What is the expression for that CA new? From what we have before, we already have CA20 before. So we can say CA20 multiplied by 2. Multiplied by 2. Then we click enter. If we check it by saying list, matrix number, CA, sex, CA, you see that we have generated a new variable called CA new. We have generated a new variable called CA new. If we want to do the same thing via the menu, again, we clear. Once we clear like that, we go to data. From data, you see create or change data. Create or change data. From create or change data, you see create new variable. Create new variable. So you see another window coming up. The new window coming up, you see generate, create a new variable. So you see one here that says variable name, one cell here, variable name, empty. That's so your new variable that is interesting. And say CA new. Then under that, you see content of variable. You see specify a value or an expression. Specify a value or an expression. So you write what we had before. CA20 multiplied by 2. CA20 multiplied by 2. That is the expression. Then we click create. You see that another one has come out, expression builder, CA20 multiplied by 2. Then you click OK. Then after that, you click submit. CA2
not found.
Okay.
The variable name.
Let's go back. CA20 from our data.
Because we didn't clear data before. You have cleared the data.
Clear
it, go for you put data back.
Okay. Sorry, please clear the data. Again, we go to, I didn't know that. So we have our data set, work that's in the This is the data set that we are using. Then we want to use the menu style. So we go to create or change data. From create or change data, create new variable. We have CA new. We have our expression. Click create. Click OK. Then click. So now you can see that that has been done. So if we check it now,
I'm sorry, ma. When we get to create or change data, which other place, ma?
Yes. From create or change. Look at it here. Data. Create or change data. Create new variable. From create new variable, you see another window will come up. Window will come up. And you can see a new CA20 times 2 create. Then after that, expression builder, okay, then you submit. So because I already done it, that is why it's saying variable name you specified already exists. I've already done it. It's because of that question. That is why we have to show you again.
Excuse me, ma. That place seems faster than my. I'm sorry. Okay, under the specified value, that's where we'll put CA times 2.
Have you gotten it? Okay. Yes, so now we can check it now. Edit. You can see that CA new is there now. That is using the menu approach. The CA new is there. So we have used 2 approaches for that now. So this is the second approach. So we want to do next.
Ma, it doesn't hard for my own. Now. After I press on create, I don't know. It took me to that approach thing.
Create. After create, you follow the prompt. Have you clicked OK, submit? Have you submitted?
Yes, I press. Is there anything? Am I going to pick anything on the category?
No, you're not picking anything. Just go and submit.
Yes.
Okay, submit.
I press OK and I press OK, submit. It's saying on the main tab, variable name must be filled in.
Variable name. Didn't you fill your variable name? CA new. CA new.
Okay.
CA new.
Okay, don't worry. We can continue.
Okay, so that's that. So we can continue, please, because of our time. So we want to go to another thing, that is how to replace. But we need to save our data set. We need to save it because we might still need it. So let's save it. Click save. Once you save it, click say overwrite existing file. We now say yes. Click save it. We ask you a question. Do you want it to overwrite existing file? You say yes, because we have added a new variable. And that new variable is CA new. You know, because before we didn't have that. So we want the new one that we have added to be saved. So do you want it to overwrite? We say yes. So we have saved it now. So we return now to our command. Once we get to this place now, we want to work with replace. So we can say replace CA new.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. Like, when I get back to that edit, will I have to create the CA new manually? Like I should input, or is there any command that can take me there directly?
The CA new is in one of the windows. When you started, you know, create new variable. Once you click create new variable, the window that pops up, you see that place where you will type your variable, your new variable. That is where you will type CA new.
And so when I type CA new, should I input all these 23.4, 27 point something there manually?
No, you're not inputting anything. Just you have CA 20 times 2 for your expression.
Okay.
Then from here, you continue.
Okay.
So please, we want to go to replace now. So we want to learn how to use replace. You know, we have added a new variable and it has observations inside. These are the observations inside our CA new. These are the observations 21.2, 23.4, 27.4. So we want to replace those variables. So we type replace CA new is equal to CA new times maybe 6. Replace CA new is equal to CA new times 6. What it means is that those observations that are there, the values that are on inside CA new will be changed to CA new times 6. So if we do that, you see that it's a 3 real changes made. So we can check that. We can say list SN matric number CA20 sex CA new. So you can see that the observations, those values inside that CA new have now changed because we said CA new multiplied by 6. I hope you're able to get that.
Why by 6? Why by 6?
CA new times 6 multiplied by 6. Replace CA new.
Can you use any other figure after 6?
Of course, you can use this one is just an example, it's an illustration. You can use division, you can use addition, depending on what you have at hand that you want to achieve. So that is just an example of how replace works. Let's replace those observations for us. So I want to move on. So I will clear what is here. I will clear what is here now. I want to give another example. So I want to use one of the data sets that has been installed inside STATA, and that is the one we are familiar with. Sys use auto. The one we are familiar with is sys use auto. Please, have you done that? Sys use auto. Have you brought that out?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So now we want to list. We want to list make, then list MPG, then list weight. If we list that, this is what we are going to have. 74. Volvo 260 will be the last observation there. Volvo 260, 17, 3,170. Oh. So we want to get another variable. We need another variable.
What and what did we list? What and what did we list, please?
Means as in, I don't understand your question.
What command did you give to take us to this table? That's what we want to know, man. You said we should list.
Okay, we go to sys use auto. You know how to do that. Just type sys use auto.
We're on that, man. We're on that.
You're on that. So once you go to sys use auto, then list. Type list. Then click make, PG, and wait. List, make, MPG, and wait. To bring out what we have here. Stop it. So you have this now. After this, what we want to do is we want to generate another variable. You know that if you check the variable here, the variables that we have a variable called price here. So we want to generate another variable called logarithm of price. So let me put the comment there. Getting getting logarithm of price. This is just a comment. Getting logarithm of price. So just like we said, if you want to generate a new variable, you can use G, you can use gen, you can use generate. So we can use G. The new variable, the name we want to call our new variable, we are calling it lane price. Lane price, and that is equal to the expression. The expression we want to have for it. Then lane, what do we have before as part of our variables? What we have before that we already know is price. Just like the other time that we are talking about what we had before, we used CA20 before. But in this case, we have price. So lane price, and then you enter. So after you do that, you can check it. You can say edit. So you can go to your when you see that lane price has come out. You can see lane price here now. You can see observations under lane price. It has come out. So we are able to generate a variable called lane price. So after that, now let's say we are not comfortable with that lane price. Let's say we are not comfortable with those observations under lane price. We can now say replace lane price, the new one that we have now, is equal to lane price divided by 2. So we were on replace the other time. We wanted to replace the values of lane price. We wanted to replace the values that are there with lane price divided by 2. So before I went off, I said we should type replace lane price is equal to lane price over 2. Please, can you type that?
Yes, ma'am.
Type that.
Yes, variable in lane price not found. Yes.
Okay, so when you do that, what did you say? Once you type,
said variable
you will
lane
see
price
that
not found.
the values under lane price have changed. If you replace
On my own, variable lane price not found.
That is
lane price, have you generated lane price before we started with generating lane price? Have you generated lane price?
Yes, I've done that. Now G lane price, which is equal to lane price, open and close bracket 5. I did that.
So have you checked
Then after then I put edit.
have you typed edit to check whether it's there?
Yes.
Has it been muted?
Yes, it's there. Lane price.
Okay, so now the next
After
thing is
foreign.
we want to replace the values under lane price with replace price is equal to lane price over 2. So if we type that, if we type replace lane price is equal to lane price over 2, you will see that the values for that lane price have changed. If you check it, have you checked it? Have you checked that?
Yes, I've checked that. It's still the same thing.
I still don't understand.
Okay,
Doctor, please, what informs the value to be used? Either for multiplication or division?
The value
what
to be used.
The price to be used? Either for yes.
We have.
You are using this too.
We have price originally as our variable. We have price originally as our variable. We wanted to generate another variable, and we used lane price as the new variable. We generated that using generate lane price is equal to our expression, and that our expression is lane. And that gave us that new variable with the observation. But we said suppose we are not comfortable with those values there. We are thinking we should divide the values of the values that we have under lane price by 2. So we are going to say replace lane price is equal to lane price divided by 2. It depends on what you are up to. This one is just an example. So if this is an example, we want to change those values. Once you say you are dividing it by 2, you will see that the values there now for your lane price have changed. It has been divided by 2. That is the essence of replace. Replace means what you have there before, you should replace it. You should change it to another set of values. That is what replace is all about. So can I continue?
Yes,
ma'am. Okay, so that is that about replace. There are some other examples that you can get the same approach and you get the right result. So we want to go to deleting a variable or an observation. Deleting a variable or an observation. If you want to delete a variable, you see I've been using clear. We can use clear all. We can use drop. We can use drop all. So we can use that to delete a variable. We can also use keep. The ones we keep will be kept, others will be deleted. So that is the what we want to talk about now. So again, we will clear. We will clear. Once we clear, then we want to use another data set into STATA that is 6 use 1,000. 6 use 4 use 2,000. Are you there, please? 6 use for 2,000. Are you there? Have you opened 6 use for 2,000? Yes. Have you opened 6 use for 2,000? Okay. So after 6 use for 2,000, let us describe what we have under 6 use for 2,000. This is what we have under 6 use for 2,000. So I hope you have 20 times 1,406. Have you gotten it, please?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Can I continue?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I continue?
Yes.
Okay, so now let us list
Yes, ma'am.
the variables there. So the variables, let us speak white, black, let us just list Asian, black, Indian, Asian. If you list, this is what we are going to have. Are you able to do it? List white, black, Indian, Asian. This is what you are going to have from your result window. So if you do that, now we want to drop. We want to drop Asian. We want to drop the variable called Asian. So you type drop Asian. If you type drop Asian now and you enter, let's check now. Edit. That will take you to your data editor, and you will see that from all the variables that we have now, you cannot see anything like Asian again. That's why we were told in the last class that if you want to do some of these manipulations, your data set save somewhere, so that by the time you are doing dropping pairing or whatever, you can always return to the original one to get your full data set back. So now that we have done dropping, dropping for Asian, we cannot see Asian here again. We cannot see
Yes, ma'am.
it again. It has been so dropped. So list. Let us also list one. List black Indian. Black Indian. Press enter. Are you get list?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Listed that you see this in the result window. Can I go on? You will notice that the first 3 observations for white, black, and Indian, you can see 12,259,192, 30,944,000, and so on. So if we now say drop observations, drop in 1/3. If we say drop in 1/3, what we are saying is we want to drop the first 3 observations. We want to drop the first 3. So you can note those first 3. You can see them. 12,859,892, 13,944,822. That's just for white. It also applies to black and Indian. So when I say drop, please type it. Drop in 1/3 and press enter. You can see it says 3 observations deleted.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
3 observations deleted. Have you done that? Can I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I continue? Okay. So now we can now list again. Okay. Now that we have drawn the first observation, black Indian again. Let's list it again. List black India again. If we press enter, we know that what we have left is just 14. Before we had 17. Now we had 14 left. We have 14 left. The first 3, if you noted, just as I said, they have been deleted for white, black, and Indian. Have you noticed that? Did you notice that? Did you notice the drop?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you done it?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello? Oh.
Suppose I want
Can
to...
I continue?
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I have a question. The drop in 1/3. Excuse me, ma'am. I have a question, ma'am. The drop in 1/3. Yes, we are dropping.
If you look at this data set. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a question.
Okay, somebody has a question.
I'm listening.
Please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. Suppose we want to drop observation.
The first 3
observation is what we drop now. Assuming I want to drop observation number 1, observation number 6, and observation number 12. How do I go about that?
Yes, you'll be dropping it one after the other. You drop it one after the other. Observation 1, you first of all drop observation 1, then you go to observation 6. After you are done with that, then you go to the next observation, make observation 12. One after the other.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Isn't possible to use
we can continue now.
In dropping observation, sorry, ma. In dropping observation 6, will it now be
What you say?
Like in dropping observation 6, will it now be 6/6?
So we have another command here that has if. Drop it one after the other.
Hello, my question is: if you are dropping only one observation, what's the command?
Hello.
Only one observation, what's the command?
You are dropping the first 3 observations is 1/3. Now, if you want to drop the 6th observation, is it going to be 6/6?
We talked about the other time. The range talks about between this. If you say 1/3, between 1 and 3. If you say 4/8, between 4 and 8. That is what we are trying to say. So, but if it's just one observation, you can go there to your data editor and edit there and delete that observation that you don't have interest in. You can delete from there. Have I been able to answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But I was just thinking, if, for example, you use 6/6, would you take 6 out?
Because you can see that I have used 1/1 here. 1/1. Let us try 1/1. 1/1.
I've tried it. It worked.
Dr. Tekwe, please, I think you have 2 devices on. I think you have.
Okay, I didn't put in. Drop in 1/1. So what you do is whatever you want to do, just try it. Just as the person asked the question now. I simply tried it, but I didn't put the in there. Yes. So now just put the in there. We have learned that okay, if it is just one observation, instead of going to your data editor window, just as I said, to delete that observation, you can say drop in 1/1 or drop in 6/6. It will delete that for you. Yes. That settles the first one. And you go to yes, okay. So what we are saying is somebody asked a question on how to go about it. I said we do it one after the other, and then the question now came that is it going to be 1/1 or 6/6? So we tried that, but you see what we have on the screen now. The correct command says drop in that range, within that range, which we didn't put. Now that we have noticed that in is missing, we have imputed that drop in 1/1. Instead of going to the data editor to edit whatever you are trying to edit there, if it's just one observation, you can also use drop in 1/1 or drop in 6/6. I think that has settled the problem. Thank you very much. Can we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
can we continue now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So drop if black. Drop if black is greater than 500,000. Drop if black is greater than 500,000. Drop if black is greater than 500,000. What it means is that if the other one that we listed, if you check it very well, under black, you see that it's only the case 13 that we had 550,024. Case 13, black, 550,024. For case 13. Others above that figure, they are all very big, and beneath that 550,000, we have those below 500,000. So the command says we should drop if it is greater than. So that means that all those ones that are above will be dropped. All those that are above will be dropped. So if we list now for all the variables, you see that everything about that 500,000 for black will have been dropped. And if we go ahead and we list our white, black, Indian, you will see that is the only case, that last case that will remain. The case that has values that is less than 500,000. Are you with me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is that. Another thing that we have here is if we want to drop anything that starts with M, any variable that starts with M, if we want to drop any variable that starts with M, we say drop M, that asterisk, drop M asterisk. You notice that when we listed the other time, we can see male total, male white, male black, and so on and so forth. So if we say drop M asterisk now, it will drop every other variable that has to do with M. So when you list now, you'll see that you cannot find anything that has to do with M there again, starting. Every other thing that starts with M has been dropped. Have you gotten that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I continue? Okay. So we want to go to keep now. We want to go to keep. So let us clear. And let's go to our data set again, because we have dropped some things. System use pop 2000. System use pop 2000. We have gone to use pop 2000 again. So we can list. If we list everything, that's all. Then we can also list, like we had before, list white, black, Indian, Asian. If we list that, we get this back. Have you done that?
Yes, we have.
Okay. The next thing now is we want to keep. Just like we dropped the other time. Those that we keep are the ones that will remain. others. So let's say keep in 4/8, in 4/8. From 4 to 8, you can see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are the ones that will be kept. So it said 12 observations deleted. So we can list our white, black, now again. If we list it, you see that those are the observations 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 that have been retained. Others have been deleted. Do you get that, please? Have you done that? Have you done that, please? Yes. Okay. So I think that is that is the end of that deleting observations. So we want to go to another section now in our lecture notes. That is learning how to encode. So that is under data conversion.
Excuse me, ma. Please drop your command like drop it to the latter, like to the last. I want to check something because network here. I'm only following you through that command storage.
This place here, the review window. Is it this review window? Are you okay with this? Can I continue?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Yes,
ma. Please just increase the font size. Increase the font size of the command window. It will help.
Is it okay now?
It's too small. It's too small.
You need to apply. You need to probably cancel what you typed and you type it.
Just increase before typing. I think you need to give the command before typing.
Be better now?
Go on, ma, please.
Okay. So we are going to encode now. When do we use encode? When we have a string variable and want to convert it to a numeric variable. We have a string variable and want to convert it to numeric. For instance, if the other time we have sex, instead of having 101, that 101, the numeric, is the one that STATA understands and is the one that STATA will work with. So for instance, instead of having that 101, we now add male, female, male. STATA will not be able to work with that because it's a string, it's in string format. So we have to change that string format to numeric. And to do that, we have to use the encode command. And if we want to use the encode command, it's either we allow STATA to do it for us using the default settings, or we type some settings. We type some of like the value labels. We can generate our own value. We can get our own value labels. We can change the values. Let's say STATA has used 1 and 2. We can change it to 0 and 1. So the first one we are going to do now is the one that is the default setting for STATA. So now, if you look at that lecture note, you will see there that are you in the lecture note for encode, please? Encode. Are you the lecture note, please? The lecture note for encode.
We're in the lecture note. We are.
The lecture note at encode. You that I said use a particular site. Use a particular site. Have you seen that use there? Let me show you from here. I want to show you what I want to say. Where there is a particular slide, where there is a particular site that you go online and you get your data online direct.
Madam, I'm saying data conversion.
Yes, we are on that data conversion.
Okay, ma. After the site.
So this is where I'm talking about. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
go to use, let's just copy this, use HTTPS STATA press / up to HTTP to copy it like that. Have you copied it? Have you copied it? Have you done the copying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go and place it in your command window. Paste it in your command window. Place it in your command window. Have you done that?
No, but I can't done that.
Yes. Just use something. Place it in your command window.
No data.
Place it. Have you placed it in your command window?
No
Yes,
data.
yes.
Press enter.
Yeah, you're not only the
No data in memory, man. No data in
Press
memory.
enter. Wait,
Excuse me,
so
no
if
data
it
in
is
memory.
saying there is no data in memory, that means that you are using a lower version of STATA. Those
I'm
that are
using
using
STATA 16.
STATA, those that are using STATA 14, it was able to load. Are you online?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it should load because I used STATA 14 for it and it's loaded. But if you're not able to load it, that means that I will have to upload it for you later. Those that are using STATA 14 and above should be able to load it online directly like that. Have other people be able to do that?
No, I can't.
I'm using 17. And it's also
Yes,
saying
it has
loaded.
loaded at my
Load
end.
it.
It's not loaded. I'm using STATA 16.
Any
Mine
other
has
person?
loaded. Mine has loaded.
Thank you very much. Yours has loaded. You are using STATA what?
14.
14. Good. Any other person? Any other person, please?
Please, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. For some of us that
Some of us are want to connect to our system.
can you please kindly show us the link again? Let's see and copy.
Okay, the link from your lecture notes.
Yes.
Go to this particular slide, data conversion 4, where we have data conversion 4, slide 23. Slide 23. Data conversion 4. Are you there?
Yes, we are there, ma'am.
Okay, you can see use HTTPS www.statapress.com. Have you seen that?
Yes, ma'am.
That is line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Line 5. Line 5.
Yes.
Have you
Yes,
seen it?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen that?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Please
Yes.
copy it
Okay.
and go and paste it in the command window. Paste it in the command window.
You see, giving me the same thing. No data in the memory.
There's no problem, ma. There's no problem. There's no problem. Have you been able to do that? Have you been able to do that, please?
Yes,
Yes.
madam.
Okay. So some people are able to load that. For those that have not been able to load, so what we'll do at the end of the class is that we will upload that lecture, that data set. We'll upload it in the classroom. We'll upload it there so that you will be able to use it to work. So we have I'll be able to save that here. So and that is what I'm working with here. So after the class, we will upload it. But just follow me carefully. The steps are already also in the material. Okay, so now that we have done that, the next thing that we have from the material, you should describe what we have. So those that are able to upload, please describe and let us see what you have there. Have you been able to describe?
Yes, we have.
Okay. So there's no problem, please. Please just follow. The steps are very, very clear. You'll be able to follow it. I just brought that data set so that you will know that you can actually get some data set directly online, just like we are able to get some example data sets from STATA website. There's some data sets also that you can call online and it will load for you. That is the essence of using that particular one. And then it also suits a particular example. So after describe now, you will see that the last variable here is sex, and you see that it is string. Just as you said the other time, what data and string variables, you have to convert it numerically before it can understand it and you can actually run your analysis. So that means that this sex here, if we want to run regression, for instance, and this sex is part of our independent, if it is part of our, then it will not run. For instance, we now have that example. The regress there is just to tell us what will happen. Regress is our dependent variable. Then we have sex, then we have race, then we have age. You can see it saying no observation. That is the error. Why? Because this sex is in string format. So that is why it won't work. So because of that, we now have to go and encode. We have to go and encode. And what is the command for the encode? Is encode sex, comma. Then we generate a new variable. Generate We call that one now gender. We call it gender. We generate a new variable, encode sex, generate gender. Just as I said the other time, I said the first one is the default one that is programmed inside STATA. So just say encode sex, comma, generate gender. So have you been able to type that? Encode sex, comma, generate gender. Have you done that, please? Have you done that?
Yes, ma'am, we have. Proceed.
Okay. Okay, so the next thing now is to try that regression again. The next thing is to try that regression again. But remembering that sex now, we have generated a new variable that we call gender. So we change that one, we change it to gender. That sex, you delete it and type gender there. Please, have you done that?
Hello, ma.
Have you done that? And then type enter. You can see that the problem has been solved. What we wanted to do has been done. It has run. Now, before it didn't run, but now that we have done encoding, the problem actually disappeared. So that is how to use the default command inside the STATA. So let's quickly go to how to reduce the size of a data set. Reducing. Yes?
I think we did not clear the data using before. That's why we're getting no data in memory will be lost. If we clear the data, then we then impute that, we'll be able to get the
Please, I don't understand what you are saying, no. I don't get what you are saying. Didn't you clear what you had in the memory before?
Most of us
did
not clear
what you had in the memory before.
That's why we are getting no data in memory.
You're supposed to have cleared. We have been clearing since we started. You can see what we have here. When I press this using the data in my own system, when I press it asks me that question: that do I want to let go of what I already have? And I said yes. I clicked yes. That was why it brought it out. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. If you have done that, it will have brought it out. Have you gotten it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so once you have gotten it, just try to follow the commands that we have from the review window. You will get to where we are now. Can I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what we want to do now, just as we said, you can use encode to convert from your string to numeric, and then we can also use it to reduce the size of the data set. We can use it to reduce the size of the data set. So again, we clear what we have, and then go and pick that data set that you copied again. Go and pick that data set. Go and pick that data set. The one you copied the other time, pick it. So I picked mine now. It has come up. Has your own come up? Has it come up?
Yes.
Okay. So if it has come up now, let us describe. Let us describe. We have described now. If you check the size from the describe in the result window, you see that the size is 24,860. 24,860. So because we said we can use encode to reduce the size of our data set, let us now encode. Encode sex, comma, generate gender. Generate gender. Have you done that, please? Have you done that? The next thing is, have you done that?
Data.
Hello? I can't hear you.
Clear.
Proceed, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am. Proceed, ma'am.
Okay.
We are following.
Okay.
Let her clear
So we
the
list.
previous data so that she'll be able to follow us too.
Of course, I will send the data. You'll be able to use that to practice. So list sex, gender in 1/6. That is just the first 6 observations. That's just the first 6 observations. So we can drop sex now. Drop sex. If we drop sex, sex will have gone. If you check the editor window, you see that sex is no longer there. So you return to this place and say rename. Rename. Wherever you see gender now that is present, wherever you see gender, you call it sex. Rename gender sex. Rename gender sex. Have you done it? If you rename gender sex and you check it, you will see that that gender has changed to sex. The gender has now changed to sex. And then the next thing is to compress. To compress. You can see the comments here. You see some comments in your own too, depending on the version. Sex was long before, but now byte. Sex was long, now byte. So you now describe. You now describe. So you notice something now. that the size before was 24,810. The size has now decreased to 19,210. Were you able to get that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so that is how to use encode to reduce the size of the data set. So what we have next is the specifications.
Madam, can you scroll up a bit so we can see the command that you gave, or scroll down on the left?
Okay. Have you seen it now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Does it mean that the STATA has dropped some observations?
It's not observations that have been dropped. It's not observation. It's the size of the data set in terms of you know, when you have all these your variables and your values inside, it consumes space. So what has been dropped is in terms of what is consuming.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's quickly do this before we round off. So again, let us clear. We will soon round off now. So let us clear again. So that same data set, let us go and pick it again. Let's pick it again. So what we want to, have you done that, please?
Yes.
Have you done that, please? Have you picked your data set again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what we want to do is to specify, you know, the other time, what we had inside our data set, it was the default. It was the default, but suppose we don't want that default. So we have to do like what we did under adding value labels. Adding value labels the other time, we have to do that. So we type the command, we will generate our own codes that we want. Maybe we don't want 1 and 2, it's 0 and 1 that we want. So we generate that, we type label, define, just as we had the other time, define, gender, then 0, then female. Enter. So after we type this now, please, have you typed that? Have you typed that? Okay, we can now encode now. Encode.
Excuse me, ma, we are not seeing it now.
You're not seeing it. Okay.
You are not seeing my screen.
What we are typing?
Okay, it has come through now.
My surely connection problem.
I don't know why it is not. The font.
Increase it to 16.
Maybe you zoom it.
Let's continue like that because we can. I don't know why it is not coming up. Encode sex, generate gender now. Have you typed that? Encode sex, generates gender. Encode sex, comma, generates gender. Have you done it?
Yes, we've typed that with you.
Okay,
Yes.
so the next command now is label list gender. Can you see now that we have been able to change what we have there? Before we had 1, 2 as the imputed one from STATA, but now we are able to change our own to 0, 1. We are able to change our own to 0, 1. So that is if we want to retain that our variable name, that the variable name we are using now is gender, and that variable name is what we also have as our value label. If you check that describe, you will see sex variable name. We generated another variable name via encode. We call that one gender also. So the value label that we have used is still gender. So the next step is if we want to change this value label, if we don't want to use what we have generated as our value label, we can change it. So after that, we'll stop the class. Let's quickly do that. So what we want to do now is if we want to specify a different name for the value label apart from the variable name we have generated. Again, so let us clear. Let us pick our data set again. I hope you are able to do that. So after picking your data set again, so you say label, define. Let's call it sex label now. Sex label 0. Then put the female inside the quotes. Label define, sex label 0, female. Press enter. Have you done that? Please?
Yes.
Okay, so the next step now is to encode. Encode sex, comma, generate gender, then label. Label what you want to do, sex label. That is the name we have given it. Label, sex label. Then you press enter. Okay. Have you done that? Have you done that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so we can list sex, gender in 1/6. You see that? We can follow the same process again. Drop sex. Have you done that? Can I proceed, please?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we can now rename. Rename gender. Rename gender sex. Rename gender sex. Then label list sex label. Label list sex label. Instead of label list gender that we had before, it is now label list sex label. So you can see now that it is now 0 and 1. Then instead of gender, it is now sex label. It is now sex label. Have you done it, please? Have you done that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we can stop here for today. But if you look at that lecture material, you will see that you will be able to follow every other thing after this encode that we have done. For instance, if we go to the next one, now we have done all this now. If you go to the next one is decode. The next one is decode. So we have from the menu and then we have from the command. If it is from the menu, you can do that. If it's from the command, you see the data that you will upload yourself. Use this HTTPS. Once you copy this, what you have there on the screen, use HTTPS, paste it in the command window. Once you paste it in the command window, follow all these steps that you have here. Follow these steps, describe email, label list, you'll be able to get your. Then the last aspect is the string. So if you have all your variables that are stored as strings, that means that STATA will not be able to work with them. You have to convert to numeric. So you have the command system for that. Again, you have the data set that you can call online. This is the data set. Just copy it. Once you copy it, it will come there. Then follow this step. Describe list. The string, comma, replace. Then describe the list. You see that the format of those variables will have been changed from string to the new format. That is numeric that STATA can work with. And if you want to go via the menu, this is just how to go about it. So thank you very much for listening. And as I said, I will upload the data set for what we have used today for those that have not been able to use the data set, so that you can use it to practice, and then we also get the quiz, and then you use that one also to practice. Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
I have a question.
Go ahead,
I would
go
like
ahead.
to know why are we doing this? Reducing the size of data set? What's the aim for doing that?
The reason for reducing is like because it consumes the space that we have in the memory. If you have something that is 24,000, maybe 210, and you have another one that is 19,000 something, you see that the space has been economized. So it is better for us to have that economized than to just be having everything just like that. So if you don't want to compress, you can still go ahead, but it saves a lot of space for us if we compress.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. My question is where she did the encoding. I don't have the data set on my system, but I was following. I discovered that she used label define, gender 0, yes, then female encode. Now, what if you decide to go the other way around? Label define 1 male. Would that work?
So you have to specify the variable.
Okay.
Because you say label define 1 male. Yes, if you specify your variable, you say label define gender. If you want to put 1 here, 1 male, it will work now.
Okay. I discovered that I don't have the data set, but I discovered that you only use 0 for female, and the male 1 for male came automatically.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
That's why I said if you go the other way, the other one
will come automatically as well. Okay, thank you so much.